We here at Mayhem Media
understand the trials and tribulations of life.
No matter how hard life can get.
Suicide is never the answer.
There's more assistance available today than ever before.
If you or a loved one are suffering from suicidal thoughts, please don't try and take it on alone.
Call or text 988 if you live in the U.S.
Or if you're in Great Britain, call 116123 or text 85258.
The world is a better place with you in it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mayhemtainment. I am your host on this full panel for our continued coverage of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're on episode 6, and we're only doing one movie tonight because it is the Avengers Age of Ultron. Let me introduce everybody and let everybody say hello and get their plugs in and stuff. First of all, next to me is a member of the Boiling Point podcast and the Mayhem Media team, the other JD, Jason Datoli. Jason?
Thanks for having me on here tonight, guys, and hopefully I can be a bit of entertainment and a little bit of information as well.
Absolutely. I'm being that you and I, at least, and I think J-Mac, some of us definitely watched the movie we were covering tonight so that there was some less confusion than the last episode. Next to him from Mayhem Media is our prediction specialist and the co-host of our prediction show, Wolfman.
What's up, guys?
How you doing tonight, Wolfman?
Could be doing better. I've been dealing with family emergencies. I found out my cousin's in the hospital because she had a stroke. And last night my oldest niece attempted to jump off a bridge and kill herself.
Well, that is definitely not good.
So I want to dedicate this episode to them.
Absolutely, and we'll definitely keep them in our prayers as well, Wolfman. So
I'm going through a really tough time now, guys.
Well, try and do me a favor, and as terrible as all that is, try and see if you can pull yourself out of it for an hour or so, and see if you can enjoy yourself for a few minutes with the rest of us. Not for the sake of the show, but for the sake of yourself, so that you can get away from it a little bit.
Yeah, if you got to go, man. Family's more important.
Yeah,
always.
Obviously. And if you have to leave at any time, you get out of here.
You ain't offending me, or I'm sure anybody else.
Yeah. I already told you that before we even started the episode. If you needed to go or you couldn't do it or something like that, man, you always can bounce.
Yeah, I just wanted to get my 2 cents in for the show because I don't want to leave Mayhem Media. But
I know you. Yes, I know. And for everybody who knows Wolfman, or if you don't know Wolfman, he is a very loyal guy, and he is loyal to what his job here at Mayhem Media, and he does not like not doing what he says he's going to do. So we do appreciate that you came on, and hopefully it can be a little bit of fun for you, and get your mind off of some stuff for a little while. Below me,
thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Below me, the best tag team in podcasting from Headlock, Seals, and Havoc. You have Uncle Slam.
What's up? What's up?
And everybody's, that's right, I did that backwards. Everybody's favorite Uncle Slam, and the legend, J-Mac.
What's up, everybody? Wolfman, prayers for your family, brother.
And
thank
down
you.
On the bottom, and sorry, I didn't mean to cut everybody off. Down in the bottom corner from my favorite show, Popcorn and Whiskey.
Hey,
Andrew Coletto.
I got to get a nickname. I tell you, I got to fit in here with a nickname. But hey, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys letting me on the show, and I'm ready to rock and roll with this. So
Absolutely. So
we'll see what happens.
You've already got your nickname, brother. You the face that runs the place.
The face who runs the place. That's right.
Andrew
runs the
Paletta. Yes, sir.
I'll make sure I start including that. I just don't say it because I don't want people to get confused.
At
Because
what?
Because here on Mayhem, I'm the face that runs the place.
Oh,
That's
okay,
why.
okay.
But your nickname is the bad guy, brother.
Yeah, true.
I could be the bald guy. There you go.
The bald guy and the bad guy.
The bald
Yeah.
guy, the bad guy.
The bald, yeah, we'll have the bald guy, the bad guy, JD. We have the other JD. Yeah, we have a whole.
We're gonna make this shit all kinds of confusing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch. No,
Start bobbing your head like they did. We got the squares too.
yeah. Wolfman's rolling his eyes. He's ready to leave now. He's already done. He's like, yeah, what did I do this episode?
He's
for?
like, I'm not doing
Why did I
this
agree
no
to this
more.
thing?
I'm not-
All right. So we're talking about Avengers: Age of Ultron. Who wants to start? Do you have the other JD? Why don't we let you start?
Well, I'll tell you what. Now, I haven't watched any of these movies in a long time, and when I watched it, I actually just watched it for the second time, like as we were waiting on this. The only thing, when I first started watching it, I had no desire to watch it because God has taken the desire to watch even TV shows out. I don't even own a TV. So I was watching this on my phone, and at an hour and 34 minutes into it, the first thing that caught me in the movie was when Vision says, "I am." And the first thing that came to my mind is he's basically claiming to be God, because in the Bible, God is I am. And then I started noticing other biblical references in the movie, and that's about where I drew the line when I was seeing all that. Like I said, watching it again, more biblical references in the movie, things that I definitely never seen before. So that's kind of what I liked about it, seeing those kind of references.
Yeah, there are in superhero movies you see that from time to time, definitely. Wolfman, what were your initial thoughts on the movie?
I thought it was a lot better than the Thor movies.
Oh, jeez, come on. All right, everybody, rule number one. Thor is in the movie, but we're not doing any Thor movies in this episode.
Thor is great when he's in an ensemble cast.
Yeah. So Wolfman, that's it from you? You didn't really care for the movie or anything?
I thought it was a lot more action-packed than the Avengers, the first one. Because that was just how they started. This one is when shit starts hitting the fan.
That's a very good point. I mean, the opening scene alone, and I did get it because I think this is iconic. Wolfman, since you kind of took us there a little bit, I think this is one of the most iconic scenes we've gotten in the MCU up to this point. Seeing all the superheroes together in a fight scene like that, I think.
Okay, hold on. Can you put that visual back up for just a second? I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. No
what
problem.
What superpower makes it? What makes her and Hawkeye be able to do these kinds of poses?
She's hot.
They're
She's
spies.
hot. That's all.
They're highly trained spies.
She's
I'm
hot.
sorry.
That's all you need to know.
It's the superpower called the script.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at this point, no, I'm just joking. I just think
so Black Widow and Hawkeye, I mean, we know they're just spies. They're human spies. They're not the superheroes, but when Marvel was
they're
putting
humans, they're the human representation of superheroes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they're not like Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man. They are just regular people, but they are highly trained spies who can do a lot.
That's
of
all
stuff,
they are.
So, yeah,
they got some pretty cool weapons.
Yeah,
they got an iron suit.
I mean, when you have Stark tech under your belt, it makes you a little bit superior, even if you're just a plain old human. So,
I'd like to know what she's got under her belt. That's a whole different story.
Uncle Slam, what are your thoughts?
Touche.
Uncle Slam, what are your thoughts?
I like the movie. I think it kept up par with the first one, maybe a little bit better or whatever. But I think this was the first time we actually saw the Avengers kind of weak, not just physically but mentally, because they were overmatched with Ultron, and then there was a lot of division between everybody. Tony and Captain America. You had Bruce and I was gonna say Scarlet Witch. I mean Black Widow had their little thing. There was just division everywhere. Like they were getting, they wasn't a team like they normally was, and it was showing. So I mean, to me, this first time I think they actually showed them that they could be defeated, and that it's
Yeah.
not always about how strong somebody is. Like sometimes you can take somebody out mentally just by dividing them, because Tony was doing, he said one thing and then he was doing another, and he knew what he was, when he said it, that it probably wasn't a good idea. Like he had good intentions, but in the end, it didn't work out like he had planned it did.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that statement, Uncle Slam. J Mac.
Honestly, this is one of my favorite movies in this series. I thought it was good. Like, every point that everybody's touched on and everything. Like I see everything that everybody's saying too, but my take on it was I think it was the AI and how much AI has become prevalent in our lives now. And it was, showing you kind of like, if we don't, kind of put a halt to it a little bit, or do something with it, to where it's not just jumping into other people's, systems, crashing this. We don't need a Terminator situation. We're talking about MCU. We don't,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it was kind of like cool how they incorporated the little bit of a warning of the AI and everything in there. As far as like story goes and everything, it's one of my favorite, like I said, of the series. Everybody kind of goes on about the introduction of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, which I'm not really a big fan of Quicksilver. He's like, the MCU version of Flash. Scarlet Witch was cool, but like I have one question and I'll leave it at this. So as far as not Scarlet, what's her name? Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Yeah.
You was talking about Stark Tech.
Yeah.
Like I meet this
Stark
dude.
Shield Tech.
Right. I meet this dude that's got all these suits, and the first thing he hands me is a fucking upgraded bow. Can I not get a suit just like all the other guys?
I would agree with that partly for Black Widow. Hawkeye's a very.
She could have been Iron Ninja, man. I mean,
I do
come
agree with
on.
I do agree with that with Black Widow. I can see your point of view and where you're coming from with Black Widow, but Hawkeye is a very interesting and unique character, and I don't know, especially the way Jeremy Renner has brought him to life.
I know you got to play into what it is, but
I think Hawkeye is one of those characters. I think he's especially, and this is what I want to say about it before I jump to you, bald guy, Andrew Paletto, who changed his name, and I just noticed it.
You're clean.
Yeah, Mr. Clean. There you go, Wolfman. Yeah. But Hawkeye, this was kind of a movie for Hawkeye. He kind of got a little bit of a story in this, which I kind of liked because, like you said, Hawkeye's not a superhero. There's not a lot of attention paid to him. And I think this is one where, and in this movie, Hawkeye is accepting that he's not the superhero and maybe he needs to bow out. Maybe he needs to take a step back. And I think that was prevalent in this movie. I think he was doing it because he had to, but not that he wanted to. And I think you got that, especially during the end scene, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. So that's my opinion on Hawkeye. I don't think he'd want a suit. I think Black Widow, yeah, I think you could make an argument for that. But for Hawkeye, I don't think he'd want it, even if you made it and offered it to him. I think he'd say no.
Could you imagine that man having an Iron Man suit and an Iron Man bow?
Well, you're talking to the dude on the panel who's in a wheelchair. So can I imagine if Iron Man
But okay, then you should understand the first thing. He meets you and he gives you a new iPad. Well, give me them things that you gave our war guy, the dude that broke
there's a perfect name for that too.
High-tech wheelchair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What do you think of this name if he did get the Iron Man suit?
I think this movie just starts out showing how much of an asshole Tony Stark really is.
Well, man, you were saying something.
Listen to this. If Hawkeye did get the Iron Man suit made for him and the Hawkeye bow, his name would probably be the Iron Arrow.
Or Iron Bow. or something like but I mean Iron Arrow, I like that better. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
sorry,
Yeah.
we're just wishful thinking. I
Wolfman,
didn't
I
mean to
think you
cut
just
nobody
made.
off.
I think you just made a new superhero, Wolfman. Congratulations.
There you go.
That's just an idea.
So, all right, who before we get in, because it's the cast grows in this one, so I wanted to get everybody. Who is your favorite?
Hold
original-
on. You didn't let
Oh, I'm sorry. You're
the
right.
bald guy
Andrew,
go.
please go. Yes, talk
Okay,
about
I'm
Mr.
listening
Clean.
to Mr. Inconspicuous over here. I got to tell you, I think me and J-Mac, we must watch different movies because this was his favorite of the Avenger movies.
It
This is
wasn't
my least
favorite. It
favorite.
was just one of my favorites.
This is my least favorite of the Avenger movies.
Really?
Of the 4 Avenger movies? Or was it 4 or 5? But anyway, my least favorite. I thought it was confusing. I thought it was they just slapped things together and said, okay, people will tie everything together in their own minds, but it doesn't make any sense. And then when they started going on the mushroom trips for everybody because the Scarlet Witch did all that to them, I'm like, this is dumb. This is dumb.
Oh man, I disagree with that. I think that's what exposed it. I think that's what, speaking to Uncle Slam's point, I think that's what showed that if you can, that's how you can tear them down. That they're these big physical superheroes, but you mess with their minds, you mess with their team chemistry a little bit, and they just like Captain America says, it pulled them apart like they were cotton candy.
Yep.
Okay. Well, if you take a superhero who has learned to hone these, powers that they have, whatever they may be, and then you mess with their mind, and that you put doubt in them and stuff like that, like Scarlet Witch did, it's not that I don't have these powers and I can't do them. It's just I'm not so sure how to use them anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because reality's not what it is. So do I run up and punch that person who I might be seeing as an enemy, but it's really the love of my life?
Yeah, that's what I think so too. What other parts did you find confusing, Andrew?
Well, if the Scarlet Witch, if she has all these powers at that one scene where she knocks everybody out, why doesn't she do that from at the beginning?
What do you mean?
Why does it have to wait for the big old fight to happen for her to get mad and knock all these people? Knock them out at the beginning, and so there wouldn't be a big fight.
Yeah. So listen, all right, because I know some of you guys aren't superhero, like you haven't read through the comics and stuff like that. So I don't mind being your gateway to the comic book.
You can be our nerd. How's that?
Yeah. It's not a gateway because I'm not going to read them, but I'll listen.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Yeah, whatever. And let me put this up. We already know who they are. I had this on there. I didn't think anybody would actually not know who they were. But
speaking of which, I did not know until a couple of years ago that was the third Olsen twin, or not twin. She's not a twin. Sister. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the Olsen sisters. Yeah, and
who would have thought that like all three of them, man? I mean, would be like billionaire actresses.
She's the best one. She's the best
by far.
And I don't know if you know this, but the guy that plays Quicksilver, a little fun trivia fact for you, is also
Logan Paul.
He's also the guy that plays Kick-Ass in the Kick-Ass movies.
Oh
no shit! Oh, really?
I didn't know Logan Paul was in those movies.
Yeah. He does look a little like Logan Paul in this. But what I was going to say about Scarlet Witch is that Scarlet Witch in the lore of mutants and superheroes and stuff like that, she is one of the most powerful. She's up there. Yes. She's one of the top tier people.
She's actually a mutant.
Yeah, she's not an enhanced like in this movie. But again, we spoke about that in one of the previous episodes that at this time.
Well, you were saying that and that's why I said that, because she can actually rival Dr. Xavier.
Yeah.
And can confuse him sometimes and stuff.
Yes, she can. She's one of the few people that actually is just as strong as Charles Xavier and could rival him, absolutely. But in this, she's also young in this. Scarlet Witch is one of those people she doesn't start immediately at the most powerful. It's things that happen throughout her life that trigger traumatic events, and then she becomes more powerful and more unstable, which we're going to discuss in later episodes as we go on, because this to me, and that's why I think this is great, losing Quicksilver. I always wondered, why did they bring him in and just to die, just so you could have a superhero die in the movie? That's kind of what it seemed like when I first watched it. The value comes later on. This is the first event that triggers Wanda. Okay, is her brother dying. Once we get to some other stuff. Some other things are going to happen. It's going to be further traumatic triggers for her that develop her character leading into the multiverse of madness with Doctor Strange. So these are all events that really are planted specifically to tell her story also. That's one thing I'll say about Marvel is that they have done a great job at, while not everybody gets their own movie, everybody kind of gets some character growth. You are not just playing a comic book fluff character. You are getting development through each of these movies, including the Hulk. Anybody else?
Well, I got a question. Bring back up in his point why Wanda didn't, right in the beginning, use her power to just wipe out all those guys, just like Thor using the lightning from, his power of the lightning through the hammer. Why don't he just come down and just electrocute everybody and wipe everybody out? Now I know it would defeat the battle scene, but it's like their strength only comes in waves of huge blasts of energy and whatnot.
It's just like, I think that's what you guys, I mean, because listen, superheroes, yeah, they're superheroes. They have these special powers, but to think that you can just use them without any repercussions or any fatigue or anything that comes along with it, you know what I mean? And also, that's what I said to Scarlet Witch. I don't have anything for your Thor, JD. I don't have anything to offer for that. But for Scarlet Witch, I don't think she knew she possessed that level of power at
Definitely. I agree with that for sure. And I've seen some of the other stuff, and like you're saying with the traumatic events and whatnot, really build up her power, but it's unfortunately through a negative way.
But
Satan
and that goes perfect for her story, though. That's how how her story unfolds. It's perfect. So let's go on to the next one, and I'm sure we'll answer more questions here. With the addition and the universe growing after this movie, I wanted to get everybody's favorite original Avenger. I'm going to go first. I'm going to have to choose Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. Iron Man, I think he's the best person. So the other JD?
I'm going to have to agree with you there. I like the idea of a human that's able to build themselves up to that point to be able to do what he has been able to do.
Wolfman?
I got to say, from when I was little, I was a huge Captain America fan because I come from a strong military family, and he is one hell of a United States soldier.
Amen to that.
America. Excellent. I love that. I love that answer too. Uncle Slam?
Growing up, I'm more of a Hulk fan, but if we're talking MCU, I would probably say my favorite character would be, I'd probably go with Iron Man, but typically I'm like more of a Hulk person. Just
all right,
because I grew up with him, with the TV shows.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all the other,
Ferrigno.
stuff. Lou Albano and all that stuff. So
Ferrigno.
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno.
Like Lou Ferrigno, my bad.
We're in MCU, not wrestling tonight, Uncle Slam.
Yeah. My bad.
It's all right. Lou Ferrigno. He plays anybody who watches I think he plays in the new Captain America, the Red Hulk. I think he plays the Red Hulk.
No.
He plays like security in there.
Yeah, he plays a security guard. The Red Hulk is
that's in the first Hulk, but in the new Hulk, I thought he played something.
What's his face? Wasn't it Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford plays as the Red Hulk in there.
Oh man! All right, let's save that till we get there because I have something to say about that.
Yeah, Han Solo himself.
J-Mac, I know your favorite. J-Mac, I know your favorite store. We don't even need to talk to you.
Well, all right. Let's just talk about things that aren't true on this show.
Who's your favorite?
See, I'm so torn because I'm like Uncle Slam and everything. I grew up and I got to meet Lou Ferrigno whenever I was a little kid and everything. Whenever I lived up north, he did an appearance in Cincinnati and we went to it and stuff and everything. And I remember talking to him and everything because it was cool because it was something I got to go to because I have a hearing loss too. And for people that don't know, Lou Ferrigno is legally deaf and everything. He can hear a little bit. Yep. That's why he's able to talk.
Yep.
But so I have a hearing loss too and everything. And it was something through the hospital that I had my surgery that I was allowed to go to and stuff, got to meet him and everything. So I'm really partial to Hulk and everything. But MCU, I don't like Iron Man. I like Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. But as far as Iron Man, it's just a dude in a suit. So for me, I mean, honestly, out of the originals, my favorite in the MCU is Captain America, just because, yes, he's an enhanced individual, but he's still not bulletproof.
Yeah.
And the only thing he carries into battle is his courage, his strength, and his shield.
Yep.
And then pride of the United States of America.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He fights for what he believes in, you know, whether, you know, he tries to be as moral as he possibly can. And I think it's just, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, you got to read that deep into it, but for me, it's just, you know.
Yeah. And may I just reiterate, maybe let me just reiterate for everybody here. Make sure you all please watch your language.
Yep.
What I say?
Andrew, go ahead.
Did I say? I don't think I said a cuss word, did I?
No.
Captain America says that language.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's funny you said that because it was at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's hilarious. He was like, "Are we just going to pass over the fact that he said language?"
Yeah, watch your language.
And then later on, somebody catches Captain America saying something, and Tony Stark's like, "Nobody's going to say anything about this."
Yeah,
yeah.
I
got the volume down now.
Black Widow gets a jab in when they're talking to Fury. He says something like, he says something, and Black Widow's like, Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
Yeah,
that's right.
I remember that when they're sitting at the table.
So, Andrew, who's your favorite OG Avenger?
It's, you know, every movie it changes a little bit. I mean, I absolutely loved the first Iron Man, so I like that. I did not like the first Captain America a whole lot, but I understand character development. I absolutely loved the Thor character, but I did not like the Thor movies, and I hated the fact that they made him into fat weenie Thor. Every movie is more fatter and more weenier as it went through, and I didn't like that. So I guess it depends on the movie. And on this particular one, I didn't like any of them.
Okay.
I thought they all were weenies and stuff. I mean, for visual effects, yeah, I'll take Black Widow any day of the week for visual effects. Yeah.
You know, and I want to say something, Andrew. You probably described what I couldn't say about Thor. It's not that I don't like him. It's like that his movies were boring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They just weren't good. Yeah, I like Thor himself. That's why I said he's good in the ensemble stuff. But I just don't think I don't know if it's Hemsworth or what. I just don't think he's able to carry a movie by himself.
It's Natalie Portman. If they pulled Natalie Portman out of all 4 of the Thor movies,
exactly,
all 4 of the Thor movies would be amazing if they just pulled Natalie Portman out.
The only movie she was good in was The Professional when she was a little kid. That was it.
Yeah, she offered one good line in all 3 of the Star Wars movies. So come on. It's definitely Natalie Portman. Let's be honest. That's what we all have a problem with the Thor movies. we all have an NPP, a Natalie Portman problem. None more so than myself. All right, let's choose one of the visuals that the Wolfman made for us. Who remembers the song, the Disney song that Ultron seemed to favor? You're Wolfman. You made it. You made the visual. You can't answer the question of your own.
I don't know. I've got my volume turned down, and I'm not at that point yet. It's been like 5-6 years since I've watched this movie.
Does anybody remember?
I thought you watched it this weekend.
I'm watching it right now again. I watched it the other day while I was doing stuff, and I got stuck doing stuff, so I'm kind of trying to just fit it all together and everything. I don't know.
About the thing from Pinocchio?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
No strings.
No strings on me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Because he kept saying no strings.
Yeah.
I got a fun fact about this movie.
All right, as long as it's not one of my ones that I'm going to use later.
Well, I mean, we should have talked earlier then.
I'm not used to guests contributing so much, J-Mac.
I'm sorry for being entertaining. Let me just get the fuck up out of here.
You should be sorry for being a good guest. Exactly.
Language.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, man, Andrew, you're going to get nicknamed Captain America, bro. That's what
but no, my fact is that the voice of Ultron was James Spader.
Son of a... Yeah. And there we go.
Sorry. Didn't know.
Oh wow,
Hey.
that was a nice segue.
I know it. Boom.
All right. Well, I guess we don't need to do that one. We all know who voices Ultron. I think that was a perfect.
I
pick
love James
to voice
Spader.
Ultron. Yeah, James Spader was spot on with the way he delivered those lines and stuff. And that's
James
I think
Spader's
it's
a
hard
good
for
actor.
voice actor.
He's a good actor, period. I've
yeah.
always, I mean, he can play bad guys,
Yes.
pompous, rich guys and everything. Plus, I don't know if anybody's ever watched The Blacklist. It was pretty good.
I was literally just going to mention that because I like watching the clips from that show, but I've never actually watched the show.
He's
I'm
so
with you. I'm
hilarious.
the same way. I watched the clips.
Okay.
I love the clips. I've never watched the show.
He's so hilarious at the end of The Office too, James Spader, when they bring him on the cast at the end. He's so hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. He's versatile. He can play just about anything.
Yeah, he's absolutely one of the most versatile of them all for sure. All right, so let's transition to the you know what, before we get
hold on. What's the movie that he was a mannequin? People forget that he was the assistant in Mannequin.
I don't know that movie.
Wow, man, you're going way back.
The one with Kim Cattrall, where every time you looked at her, she was a mannequin, but at night she would turn into, she was like a Egyptian.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, go back, watch it. It's a hilarious movie. It's got James Spader, E.G. Bailey, what's her name, Estelle Getty, Matthew McCarthy.
Oh yeah,
and Kim
Matthew.
Cattrall.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
He's from Stargate too.
Yeah.
He's young in Stargate.
Wow.
Well, he was even younger in Mannequin, like 10 years younger.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been around a while too, so I watched them when they came out.
Yeah, Stargate's is a really I understand why it gets some of the comments that it does, but it's really not a bad movie. It's a great concept, just maybe the way they executed it.
It's got Kurt Russell, man. Kurt Russell's great.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Kurt Russell and James Spader, those are two people you'd never think would ever be in the same movie together.
It worked.
All right, who knows what this is from the
Vibranium
from the movie? All right, J-Mac, Vibranium. This movie is the first movie that we get the first real major reference to Vibranium.
He gave it to Smeagol.
And that they get it from Wakanda.
Yep.
And he gave it to Smeagol.
Thanks to Killmonger.
Listen, J-Mac, if you continue to ruin my visuals, I'm kicking you out of the studio.
You tell me to come on and talk about the movie. I talk about the movie.
We're
You threatened to kick me out.
Like, I'm not gonna be. You know me. We're hosts. Like we know each other. You don't think that that's something that I planned for?
Out of the 5 million facts that you could pull up, how do I know that these are the ones that you're going to talk about?
Well, I don't know, but stop it.
I can't help it. I told you, man. I'm just entertaining. No, I'm just.
Well, if you continue to be so entertaining, I'll have to ask you to leave.
I know. Need you.
Yeah, well, you know what? Might as well. Let's just do this. Then.
You there? Can you go sit down somewhere?
What other franchise is this guy known from, and what character does he play? J-Mac, shut your mouth. I want to see if anybody else knows him. Maybe they missed you saying.
Lord of the Rings, Smeagol.
All right, Wolfman has it. So, all right, yeah, there we go. Smeagol, Lord of the Rings. See, look, I even had a visual of Smeagol. You J-Mac. You innocent.
My precious. I love that shit, man. I've watched Lord of the Rings since I was a little kid.
All right, well then let's see. We did before J-Mac opens his mouth and says something else. Does anybody know what Hulkbuster armor was called?
Wasn't that Veronica?
Yeah, Veronica.
Excellent.
I just always thought it was the Hulkbuster.
No, it's called Veronica. So
I didn't know it had a name like that.
I mean,
he said he's going to call Veronica.
Yeah, because he's floating around in space.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And that takes us to some Wolfman visuals. Why were Hulk and Iron Man fighting? Does anybody remember why they were fighting?
Because the Hulk got his mind messed up.
The one woman.
Yeah.
Yep, from Scarlet Witch. Excellent. So everybody pretty much knows.
It was hilarious too. He got him down, just Hulk. Go to
right
sleep.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
J-Mac, before you look, you're
My
about to
bad.
get another one. Look at the screen. Good Lord, have mercy on us all.
Fired.
Well, I didn't know we was going to get a question
You're
every
so
2
fired.
minutes.
You're not invited to the next one. Wolfman,
Yeah, you just gonna have to mute his mic.
Wolfman, do you see what he's doing here? He's messing up every single visual you and I had both made. We both made visuals for this. He's messing them all up. You're muted.
Kick him out.
You're muted.
He's fired.
Yep, you're fired. So, does anybody else other than J Mac, because he was just about to tell us anyway, what he was saying? I don't know about how many times he said it. I definitely don't even know
Telling
that.
him to go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Yes. Does anybody now, J Mac? Do you
He
know
said
how
it
many
3
times?
times.
He says it?
Go to
How
sleep,
many?
go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. He was like,
3?
it was about 5 or 6 times.
3
Yeah,
or
that was
4,
5 too.
I think.
5 times.
Wolfman,
He
you
said
only 3?
it quick.
He said it so quick, I lost count.
Okay, so 3 to 5 times. All right. So there we go. Now, Wolfman, I'm going to need you, unless someone else can answer this. I don't even know what the answer to this one is, man. I don't even know what the answer to this one is. So
Should I be quiet for a minute?
Can speak up for this one. What was this device used for? Oh, I guess I read that wrong initially when I was
I know what
uploading
that's for.
I don't even know what the
So-
hell that is.
Yeah. That's the device
ahead.
that Iron Man released to control the Hulk and contain him.
Yep.
But
Then-
it didn't work.
That's
And I'm
funny.
glad that I let you answer that, because honestly, the way I looked at it, and you picked a good visual to make it not so it wasn't obvious, in my opinion. Because
Yeah,
when
it
I
is
look at that,
good.
when I look at that, it I kind of think it's the device that Ultron uses to lift Sokovia.
Yeah,
Up-
at first
up
glance, that's what I
into the-
thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, Slam. That's what I was thinking it was. So you picked a great image for that question, bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
so I just
and that thing
looked it
did
up.
not work.
Jason, go
It
ahead.
failed
It
epically.
says Hulk told him, or the Iron Man, Stark told him to go to sleep 3 times.
Oh, Wolfman, you had it right 3 times.
Okay.
All
But
right.
that it sounded like he said it more than 3 times.
That's what I'm saying. I thought for sure it would have been that too. So I think I like the last scene. Let's talk about the last scene for a minute, unless anybody wants to talk about Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch or bring up anything more about them. I like the last scene, the final scene when they're defending the machine, when they're all kind of encircling it and they're all fighting in the whole big scene. That's my favorite scene of the whole movie.
Yeah, so technically they're fighting Iron Man's backups suits.
Yeah, his Iron Legion that he was creating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go the other way. Andrew, what do you have a favorite scene in the movie?
The one that stands out to me, and this was really quick, and Arrow guy, what's his name? Hawkeye says this when he's aiming the arrow at Quicksilver. He says, "No one will ever know," or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just bust out laughing every time I hear that.
Yeah. It is.
Other than that, no, I don't really have anything that sticks out to me, because a lot of stuff was overshadowed by my confusion of the whole movie of why they're going into the mushroom deal.
Then before we go into everybody's favorite scene, what other questions can we maybe answer for you that were confusing to you in that?
Well, that was the main thing. I didn't understand and I call it the mushroom mind. Everybody, because the Scarlet Witch put him in the mushroom mind.
Okay.
I didn't care for that much, and I didn't think it fit into it.
I think I can simplify that for him.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Wolfman. I'll let you go first.
Since I've read all the comic books, I've watched all the cartoons since I was a kid. I did research. That's part of my job. Scarlet Witch's power is to make you live your worst nightmare.
Okay, and I'm not doubting you.
Your
But my
fear.
thing is, if that's what it is, which again, I'm not doubting you. The person who hasn't read all the comic books, who hasn't read all the watched all the cartoons and everything else, which I would argue to say is the majority of the people who went and saw it did not read all the comic books, did not do all that stuff. How would they know?
I see what you're saying, because like they could have done like a 2-minute conversation in the movie with, say, Quicksilver and somebody, you know what I'm saying, asking about his sister, what's up with her, What is she? You
They
know,
do-
blah blah blah.
Fury. No, is it a Fury or Iron Man and Maria Hill have that conversation?
Yeah, they talk about
She
their
gives,
powers.
she
Hill,
gives the
yeah.
technical. She gives the technical layout of what they do, and then they look. I think it's Nick Fury looks at her, and she goes, "He's fast and she's weird."
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
they
yeah, but weird doesn't
Yeah,
really.
so what?
Yeah, that's what I'm
People
saying.
say that about me all day long. He's
I'm
weird.
talking about they could have done a 2-minute conversation between, say, Hawkeye and, you know, Quicksilver or something, you know, and been like, so, you know, hey, you know, and he could be like, man, she can go into the deepest, darkest depths of your mind and make you fear, you know, blah, 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 something to that effect, just to explain it in a, 30-second conversation.
Mhm.
I thought, in my opinion, or does Jason? Do you want to say something?
So, yeah, actually, two things, because when she was doing that and they were seeing their fears, and like Tony Stark saw his legacy and where it was going, that kind of explained what she was able to do. But also, and I'm going to go back to like the biblical side of it, she was also planting things in their mind like Satan does to us, you know, the negativity, the doubt, the evil, and all of that stuff. So I get what you're saying about them doing like a little tutorial ever about her, but it comes down to the fact she was using her anger towards Stark after sitting in the room for how many days watching that bomb not explode. So she was using all her anger and hatred and everything she had to get at people.
I would then, to follow up from that, I think the scenes, like as Jason just said, what some of the people saw, I thought was pretty. Even if Captain America's was a little shaky, because I agree that one was a little bit weird, though. Once you understand the whole thing, it makes more sense. But I thought with Thor and Black Widow, I thought those two were the major ones that really showcased what she was doing to him. Taking Black Widow back to the Red Room before her test, where she's about to be sterilized, and Thor going back home and having Heimdall tell him that he's leading his people to ruin. And actually, I think Thor's is even one of the cooler ones because it foreshadows what's coming up in the third Thor movie,
Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok. Heimdall is literally telling him, "You're leading your people straight to hell." Who rules hell in the MCU and in Greek mythology? It's Hela. So I think that's a direct foreshadow to what you're going to see in the next Thor movie. That I thought his was one of the best ones.
When did Thor see the vision about the stone in Vision's head that he was supposed to help create Vision?
That's when he went into the pool with the scientist. It was it was after that was his second vision, which I think played right into everything else.
All right, I didn't catch that. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah. See, here's another thing too. When we're talking about the Scarlet Witch and everything, and I agree with the bald guy over here. You know, it's not that I think that she was a bad character, but I think with that 30-second conversation, that come time for the final battle, which I'm watching right now live. But come this time, I think that she should have been one of the top 3 superheroes out there fighting. And I don't think that was explained to where people realized, oh, okay. So like she's more of honestly and truthfully, she's more of a badass than Tony Stark. She's more of a badass than, the only person that can really probably rival her out there is Thor.
I think that the way they played her was perfect, and it was done deliberately. And for people who don't know Scarlet Witch and stuff, because and we're going to jump ahead here for just a minute. Do you guys remember, and does anybody remember what she does after the events of Infinity War? When she goes crazy.
Yes.
The whole WandaVision series.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't like that series.
I think really, we'll talk about that later, Wolfman. I think that series and the events, how that even came up, I think that was even more shocking and more like, from a fan's point of view, it's being like, wow, that's really how powerful she is.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think I go back to Scarlet Witch is one of the most powerful mutants in the in all of Marvel, but she didn't start that way. It's not until she has these traumatic events that turn her into the Scarlet Witch.
Right.
So I don't think that because even out there, you're saying she's not that powerful yet. She's not the most powerful mutant yet. She's not more powerful than Iron Man or Thor or any of them. Not yet.
Well, she's more powerful than Iron Man because he's just a suit.
Again, I would disagree with that. I think his suit makes him stronger. She doesn't have the power. She doesn't have the power yet. His suit is powerful. Let's not deny that. I mean,
and she had the power to F with his mind, make him fly that suit straight into a volcano.
That's something that she's been working on, and that's also something going to who was it? I don't remember which one of you said it about how she was sitting there waiting for the bomb to explode. It was her hatred.
Right. I get that. I understand that. But even at this point, she could mess with somebody's one person, one-on-one. She could mess with anybody's mind and make them go jump in a volcano if she wanted to. Yep. And that's, that's like somebody looking at you and saying, well, I'm playing you in basketball one-on-one, and all I have to do is stand right here in this spot and hit 3-pointers, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
and
but we can say that about anybody.
But then them looking at you and going, well, you can't dunk. Well, it doesn't matter if I dunk. If I can mess with your mind so much that I can make you, him, her, Billy, or anybody go jump in that volcano, that makes me the most powerful.
Man, you can say that about anybody when it comes to this. Iron Man could use all his technology to take over the world. Thor could use his power and his magic and all.
Well, I know we're arguing semantics because it's not all real.
To take over everything. I mean, we could use
it's
what
not?
if and every extreme occasion. Each person besides probably Hawkeye and Black Widow could take over the world and do this and do that, but that's not who they are. That's not how they're written and stuff. I think the Scarlet Witch, a lot of her powers comes from trauma. Like you said, sitting in that bomb shelter,
I agree with that.
Watching her brother die and stuff. And then later on, like once you watch WandaVision, you learn, about her losing her kids, losing this and losing that shit. That helped power all the shit that she can do.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
That's what I'm saying.
So, like to add to what JD was saying, like her powers, like I think they left that undefined for a reason. Like I don't think that was, left out by accident. I think they're showing you gradually, okay, this is who this person is. We're not going to tell you everything at once. We're going to kind of lead you along, and we'll explain more about this later on.
But I think they could have done a better job. And I agree with what you're saying. It's the trauma and everything that she goes through that makes her even more powerful over time. But I'm saying, I think they could have done a better, and I understand that now after watching WandaVision, but they could have, they could have explained that's how her powers grow.
No, I don't think
but then hold on. Then you throw in the traumatic events for the drama and the aha of it.
We already had 2.5 hours. We don't need another 30 minutes to explain that.
You don't need another 30 minutes.
Yeah,
because I would have understood in this final fight. I'm sitting here watching. I would have understood that why she could vaporize things and everything like that even more if I would have known earlier that, oh crap, traumatic events hurt her, and wow, her brother just died. That's a traumatic event. Now she's more powerful. And then later on, another traumatic event happens.
Hold on, J-Mac. I'm just wondering how they're supposed to explain in the movie in a 10-minute scene how, this is what my sister can do. And if she faces too much trauma, she'll get so powerful. She'll become one of the most powerful.
I just told you earlier. What's her deal? She can get into the deepest, darkest depths of your mind. And every time something bad happens in our life, for some reason, she's just able to get stronger.
I think that's what WandaVision was.
Easy to explain.
WandaVision was that explanation that you're talking about that you wanted. They just didn't put it in.
Right. I'm just saying, for me, I wanted
they made their own show
this
to explain everything that's going on with Wanda and shit.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I personally just wanted it in this.
Jason, go ahead.
How did Wanda and Quicksilver get their powers?
They're
In the
mutants.
MCU right now, or in actual comic book lore?
Well, and I guess in what we're watching.
In the movies, unfortunately, they're called enhanced. They were experimented on with the staff, and the staff unlocked these powers within there.
Okay.
In actual comic book Marvel lore, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are the offspring of Magneto and Mystique.
And this
All right.
is how they're going to explain the future crossover.
No, the
In the
mutants are
movie, they
coming
don't
from a
really give
different
a
universe.
backstory on either one of them.
No,
As
they're
they
the
did
twins.
like with Black Widow and everybody. So that does kind of confuse people. So I get where J-Mac's coming from, but I was able to pick up pretty quick on how her powers were getting stronger, especially when she finished off in the end,
Ultron.
it ripped his heart out.
Ultron.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ultron.
and he at that point he was made out of vibranium. She's pretty damn powerful to rip his heart out and crush it.
That's
So
a great, that's a great point you just brought up there. That's something people don't realize. I think that scene gets overlooked a lot because of her powers, and people just think, "Oh yeah, she just did that with ease." But no, he's made out of vibranium at that point. That wasn't just that showed her level of power and increase.
It's funny you all said that because it literally just happened.
Andrew, let's get it from you. You haven't spoken in a bit. Do you have anything to say about the Black Widow or what we've been talking about right now with the whole story?
Well, no, you guys just been nerding out on me, which is fine because I don't
and I'm not
know
even
all I don't know all the backstory behind it, but yeah, I mean, from what you guys are saying, if it was explained a little bit somewhere, I think I wouldn't have that much confusion.
You have to watch WandaVision. The series WandaVision is really what brings her story full circle. And then after WandaVision is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Those two events kind of go back to back. So her story, I think, is told exactly the way it was supposed to be and exactly the way they intended. And it might be arguably the last new edition of the universe where they actually told the story in a good way, because they've been running short on that recently. All right. I forgot about this. Is there anything else, Andrew? You just brought up a great talking point with there. Is there anything else that you didn't understand that we can address?
Yeah, when Ultron, the dude got when he made himself, the Ultron character, when he took over the I guess the mind of what later became Vision.
Okay.
Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis was because in a roundabout way, it almost felt like Tony Stark knew that was happening, and it was a plant to get this Ultron guy out.
I don't know to what you were asking.
Well, because when Ultron gets in the mind of Jarvis, and Jarvis says, "You're taking over my mind. What are you doing?" Blah blah blah, and all that stuff.
Okay.
And Ultron comes out of it. Tony says something to Jarvis, and
Jarvis
all of a sudden,
dumped himself onto the internet. Instead of being destroyed by Ultron, he dumped his memory core onto the internet. All right, in the scene where Ultron is attacking him, Jarvis gets away. He escapes that attack. We don't see it, but he escapes that attack by dumping his memory core onto the internet, so that Ultron cannot assimilate him.
Oh, I never would have figured that one out.
That's how. Remember, it was Jarvis was the one changing the codes, the nuclear code, so that Ultron couldn't just fire nukes and nuke the entire planet. Because Jarvis
was throughout the internet and everything. How did he not know Jarvis was in there doing that?
It's the internet, dude. He can't unless you know exactly where to look. How are you going to know where to find somebody?
That is true.
It's Ultron, and he's everywhere on the internet. So,
but the internet is a vast place. He says to say he's everywhere on the internet is like saying, you just can't be everywhere, right?
They say that he's for a computer. They say that he is.
They say his reaches. That's what they were referring to. He could reach any corner of the internet. So you had to burn, which is what Vision did, burn his access to the internet out. So he couldn't.
Okay.
So he couldn't escape his body the way Jarvis did. The way Jarvis escaped to the internet. That's the whole scene with Vision grabbing hold of Ultron and burning out his connection to the internet so that he couldn't leave and escape the bodies. J Mac, you have your hand raised, sir.
I just wanted to ask, are we going to be talking about a little yellow thing anytime soon? And if not, I didn't want to ruin nothing. So
you know what, dude, I appreciate that, but I have no other hidden scenes or hidden anything. So what do you got? What do you got?
No, I just have a question.
Yeah,
because I don't this is I like the movie for the action. I like the movie for the introduction of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and then the quick, exit of the Quicksilver. It's kind of ironic, ain't it? But the thing that gets me is, okay, what the stone in this one, the Mind Stone.
Mind Stone.
Okay, here's my question. This Mind Stone's been around for forever, right?
It's an Infinity Stone, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So where in the hell did Ultron and Vision get this thing to implant it in Vision's head? It just kind of appeared.
From the Jatari staff.
Yeah.
The staff that Loki used in the first event.
Staff.
So that was what? Then why was it radiating blue?
It was just a shell.
It's in something.
Yeah, it was just
okay. Now that you said that, I remember that part. Yes. Okay, I remember them getting it out of there. Okay, yeah. But okay, never mind. Then that answered my question. I was confused. I confused myself there bad because I was like, where? I was like, how in the hell did Stone just show up all of a sudden?
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, the Mind Stone
they had was a blue one.
The Mind Stone was in the Chitauri scepter, which Loki received from Thanos for the attack on Earth. And this is where we have gotten we have found all 6 Infinity Stones at this point. The Mind Stone being 5 stones. We don't know about the Soul Stone yet. So, and even in the movie, you hear Thor saying he leaves because 4 of the Infinity Stones have come up in the last couple of months and something else is afoot. The reason he doesn't say 5 is because Thor at this time is not privy to the events of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So while we, the viewer, know that 5 Infinity Stones are on the board, Thor and all the people on Earth only suspect that there are 4 on the board. So, and Doctor Strange, which actually we haven't even gotten to Doctor Strange yet. So Doctor Strange, we know, will have the Time Stone. The Power Stone is currently on Xandar with the Nova Corps. The Reality Stone is in Nowhere with the Collector. The Mind Stone is now powering Vision. And the Space Stone is on Asgard. So that's where the 5 Infinity Stones are at this point. And of course, let's talk about the final scene, the closing post-credit scene, a real quick one in this one of the smaller ones actually for most movies, and it's just Thor putting on the gauntlets and saying,
Thor, you mean Thanos?
Thanos putting on the gauntlets and saying, fine, I'll do it myself. Which means that we know that Thanos is coming at this point. So let's go through and let's give this a rating. I'm going to go first. I think this Avengers movie, even though we're not rating them comparatively to the whole thing, I do think that this was one of the not one of the stronger of the Avenger movies, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad movie or anything. I think it was a great movie. I just don't think it ranks right up there with some of the other Marvel movies that we're going to get. But at this point in the timeline, I'm still going to give this a solid 3.5 Jolly Rogers. That's how Wolfman and I rate ours. So 3.5 Jolly Rogers is what I'm going to rate Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. Jason?
I enjoyed them all. Some of them were a little more boring than others, but to remember them all and to rate them, I really couldn't say. I'll just say I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the storyline.
Rate it as an individual movie.
Able to see different things in it, like the biblical references and whatnot, because I never watched them to prepare for something like this before. So I had to watch it a little bit differently. But I definitely enjoyed them all.
And now, if you wanted to give this one a rating out of 5 stars, just this one, standalone, not compared to other movies or in the Marvel, just standalone.
I'd give it a 5. I enjoyed it.
All right, a 5. I love that. Wolfman.
I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 Jolly Rogers.
All right, 4 out of 5. Good. Any closing comments from you, Wolfman?
Yeah, there's one other line that Tony Stark says to Hulk when he was beating the crap out of him. Right before Hulk jumps on him, he says, "I'm sorry," and Hulk looks at him, smirks, spits out a tooth, and then goes berserk.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. They had some great exchanges, Hulk and Iron Man.
But I gotta
That
say,
was
I
my
think
favorite
it's so
part of the
funny.
movie.
He beats him that bad and he knocks out one tooth.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah.
Hulkbuster armor wasn't quite what it needed to be to try and bring down the Hulk, I think. Uncle Slam, what do you
Nope.
give it? And any final comments or anything else you want to touch on?
I'm gonna give it a solid 4. I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't think it was the best Avengers movie, but but as a standalone, I enjoyed it. I mean, it was good action. The story was all right to me. So yeah, solid 4 body slams or slams. I think it does all right by itself. I think it's one of those movies like you could watch and not know anything about the MCU, and it would still be still a good watch. Like you don't really have to watch everything else to still watch it. So I enjoyed it.
J-Mac?
I will give it 3.5 headlocks, maybe 4. Like I said, there was a little bit, there was some stuff that, like I said, with her that I questioned and this, that, and the other, but I see what you all are saying too. But I mean, I don't think it was the worst one of them. I don't think it was the best one of them. I think it was good for what it was supposed to do. I just wish they could have explained that one, a little bit more about her, a little bit more at that point. But if that's really my only drawback to the movie and everything. Yeah, so I'd do 3.5, 4 headlocks.
And Andrew, how many shots of whiskey?
2 3/4 shots of whiskey.
Wow, 2 3/4. Okay, so this is definitely not high on Andrew's list.
No, it is not. No.
That's interesting. So I'm very interested in your ratings as we go through these, Andrew. Because you're not the comic book guy. You don't have that comic book knowledge. So you
No, not at all.
Perspective.
I don't either.
I don't think you know about it. Though you're knowledgeable. You seem pretty knowledgeable on some stuff, J-Mac.
Well, I have 2 sons that
all right then. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
they tell me about this stuff, and like I'm almost 50, so I really don't care anymore. I just sit down and watch an entertaining movie.
You don't look 50, J-Mac.
As a kid, yeah, I'll be 50 in about a year and a few months. But yeah, I mean that's me. I'm not a comic book guy, so I understand what he's saying. It's if you're not a comic book person and they don't explain stuff, it leaves holes.
I guess I could see that in this movie. Especially because this is our final one here. Does anybody have a favorite in the new class of the Avengers that are coming up? Since we got 4, that's the biggest thing about this movie, and I think that's maybe what really threw a lot of people off is the addition of so many new superheroes, kind of like joining the team. We saw War Machine. We saw Falcon. They've been teasing around the edges, but this is the first time this is their first Avengers movie. This is the first time they've been, they're officially joining the team. So
was Falcon in this one?
Yeah.
At the end.
Okay.
Early.
Yeah, he said Avengers, whatever Captain America did, and they all flew in and stuff and everything.
Oh, so Avengers.
Oh yeah, at the very end. Okay, yeah.
He does. I think he's in the. Isn't he in one of the? Isn't he helping to get the people off the boat? It's him and War Machine. I thought that were there. That showed up.
Yeah, I know War Machine was there. I did see that, but I don't. If he was there, I didn't see him just a few seconds ago, and it's not jogging my memory.
All right. So does anybody have a favorite? I think Scarlet Witch.
Watch it again.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch I think is the most interesting, and I think Falcon is kind of got that because he's not really a superhero. He's just a human who's using some cool tech. So I kind of like those two as far as the new class goes.
He's what Hawkeye should have been doing.
Jason, do you have a favorite?
I can't with you in this Hawkeye shit. My God. I just can't.
I like Vision. He's for life, and he is just a smooth character. Everything about him is smooth. So
I like Vision. I think it's great that Jarvis got to be this voice through how many movies now, and now he actually gets to be a superhero on the screen. That to me, I think is pretty cool.
he has a body.
Wolfman, do you have a favorite of the new class?
Not in the Avengers, but in the Guardians.
Oh, okay. You like the Guardians?
I like both, but my favorite Guardians is Drax and Nebula.
Drax and Nebula. Man, you pick. Wow. Talk about two totally different characters there. Drax and Nebula. Wow, that is like from someone who is the literal and doesn't get any kind of, any of that stuff. It all goes over his head, except he catches it.
Hey, him and
Nebula.
he,
The cyborg killer. That's crazy.
does anybody? Oh, Nebula. Never mind. I was thinking the wrong damn person. Never mind. Shoot.
J-Mac, do you have a favorite of the new class?
As far as the Avengers, I love Scarlet Witch. I don't, other than the stone being in him, I don't really get Robot Superman over there. And then I like Falcon, and who was the other one? War Machine. Yeah, I like them and everything. So I mean, I don't really have a favorite. I like Scarlet, but I just don't get Robot Superman. I'm sorry.
All right. And Andrew Paletto, do you have a favorite of the new class?
I gotta be with J-Mac on this one. I didn't get the Robot Superman, and I didn't like the fact that he picked up Thor's hammer either. I didn't like that.
Yeah, look.
See, that was my favorite part. Like
Right there.
I didn't like that at all.
There's only one.
What are we looking at?
You're a Superman fan. I'm not even going to get into that.
Right. The greatest.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool that Vision picked up the hammer, and that kind of what made the superheroes go, oh, you know what? Maybe we should listen to him. He might know what he's talking about.
Did you guys take notice when Vision got his cape?
Yeah, I know.
That was pretty cute.
Yeah, I love
Vision got his cape. It remind me, jog my memory.
He was standing by Thor, and he looked over at him.
He was standing there looking at Thor, and then the next thing you see is Jarvis or Vision's cape come down.
Oh, I do remember that. But it was
Yeah.
subtle. I know what you're talking about, but it's so subtle that I didn't correlate that.
That's what I like most, or at least one of the things I like most about Marvel movies is some of the subtlety that they include in it. Where if you don't see it, you could miss something later on or whatever. Like there is some subtlety in their movies. I like that very much too. Andrew, I'm sorry that you didn't like this one. Hopefully you'll like the next two, which is, I don't know about that, but we'll see. Hold on.
It's not looking good, pal.
I'm pretty sure we got the next Captain America movie and the next Thor movie coming up, actually.
So Captain America, so that's Civil War, right?
Civil War will be the next Captain America movie, yeah. I'm just checking my stuff.
How are we doing this? Are we doing it?
I was wrong. Ant-Man. We got Ant-Man and Captain America Civil War. Those are the next two movies. So that will be a good and fun episode. I think Ant-Man is a pretty fun movie. So I'm excited for the next episode.
So we're doing them in the MCU's actual time.
Release order. Yeah, release order.
Release order.
Because
Ant-Man and Civil War is the next two, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, Civil War.
That's Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, and Civil War are the exact three in the actual MCU timeline too.
Yeah. That's interesting.
What's the one after Civil War? I'm wondering if it's Black Widow and then Black Panther.
No, after Civil War is Doctor Strange. Then Guardians 2 will be the episode after that.
Okay. God. He said, "Oh God."
God.
I've never watched the Guardians with the dog.
The what?
The
what?
dog, whatever
The
that little
dog.
dog was that was floating around in space and everything.
Cosmo.
They had a gopher and a tree. I don't want to call a dog in it.
He's right in the beginning.
The puppy or whatever.
When the new guy with the hood calls him a bad dog because he knocks the stone around and hits everything that the other guy couldn't do.
Cosmo.
Man,
He's right,
Okay.
right in the
I
beginning.
know I'm not losing my mind.
I might be losing mine.
Wait till I'm not here to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy because that sucks.
You're not a Guardians fan?
Not
You're
at
not gonna
all.
like either of them, Andrew. We might not see Andrew. We'll see Andrew next week in 2 weeks for the Civil War and the Ant-Man episode. But he might be missing. He might not want to join us for the Doctor Strange and the Guardians too.
Yeah, it's Cosmo.
Cosmo, yeah, the dog. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Well, like I didn't watch the movie because of that. I just seen a dog. I don't, man, no.
Well, hopefully, Andrew, you will join us if you want to. If you really don't like the movies that much, then you definitely don't have to. Does anybody else want to say anything else before I close this out?
I just want to give a shout out to my niece Des, and a shout out to my cousin in the hospital. I'm praying for you, and I hope you get through this.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, then I'm going to close this out.
Yeah,
So
I'm good.
Everybody check out Uncle Slam and the Legend J-Mac on Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc every Friday night at 8 and then 9:30, dude.
Roughly.
Yeah, 8 and then 9:30 or 8 and 10, but they do back-to-back episodes on Friday nights. Andrew
Oh, sorry.
No,
Yes, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt. This Friday night, please tune in 8:00 because we are going to have a very, very, very special guest. Former WWE talent in the 80s and 90s, Mario Mancini, is going to be on the show live at 8:00, and we are going to get the privilege of sitting down and talking to him and getting to talk about his time wrestling. He was talking about his friends, Don Morocco and stuff like that. So it's going to be an awesome show, awesome stories. Please tune in 8:00, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, subscribe, like, follow, go check out his stuff. Great guy. But yeah, check it out. Sorry.
No, absolutely. I remembered as soon as you interrupted me, I remembered that you had this special episode coming up this Friday and you wanted to make sure you plugged it. So yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I'll be definitely tuning in to give it a watch. Make sure you also go check out Popcorn and Whiskey with Andrew Paletto. He is the face that runs that place. And he is live on Friday nights and Saturday, most Friday nights, but also always on Saturday nights as well. So
pretty much,
make sure you check him out. And
give him the Larry Zbyszko salute.
Yeah, he's also got Top Fitness Strategies, and he does the mini series. I can't driving, and I can't remember.
Andrew and Clinton drive-by.
Andrew, yeah, driving Clinton or Andrew and Clinton or something. Those are pretty. If you want to put them on, sometimes they're pretty good. Sometimes too. The top row of this panel is all my guys. So if you want to see any of those guys, then you tune into my stuff on Mayhem Media and the Boiling Point podcast. The other JD has his brand new series that's going to be dropping in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That'll be an ongoing series, so make sure you check that out. And Wolfman will, of course, be around whenever we do Mayhem stuff and the next prediction show for the next pay-per-view event. We missed Clash in Italy, but you know what? I think we both kind of needed to take an event off from our prediction show, so that's why we didn't do one. We will be back with the next pay-per-view events that are coming out both for AEW and WWE. We're going to start doing them for both. And I don't think I missed anything. So make sure you go check out the storefront, bonfire.com/store/Mayhem Media Shop. Pick up some apparel. Wolfman's got the brand new Mayhem Media logo on it. I'm still wearing the old one. I'm waiting in the it's on its way. I've ordered it.
I'm representing Jesus.
That's okay too. You'll have your shirt. You'll have your shirt, Jason, in a couple of weeks as well. So it's also being shipped. Mine will be here hopefully in a couple of days, and Jason's is still getting shipped. Marcus Fredrickson's going to play us out as he plays us out in and out of every episode of Mayhem Tainment. Make sure you go check him out. ReverbNation.com. /Marcus Fredrickson. Share out your favorite song. And I believe that's everything. So now that we've done all that, I want to thank everybody for coming, and I appreciate all of you. I am your host, the bad guy.
Y'all have a good night, guys.
JD. And that's the end.